I'm going to try it in ways in a few minutes to see what it's like.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Let me just turn off my sound here before I lecture everybody else to turn off theirs. Good morning, dear friends, and welcome on this Sunday morning to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook. I'm happy to be sharing this time this morning, with you who are here in our sanctuary and all who are attending virtually. Wave hello to them, everybody. My name is Vivian Valoria Fisher, and I am happy to be your worship associate this morning. Dr. Kevin Scanlon, Superintendent of the Three Village School District, is our guest speaker this morning. He will be sharing information on the changing dynamics of the district. Our minister is the Reverend Madeline Campbell. Deb Little is our Director of Religious Education. Information about our religious education program for children and youth may be found on our website, UUFSB.org. Please join us after the service for coffee and conversation. For those who are with us online, if you sign off after the service and return to our website, you will find the link for joining our small group chats. Whether here or online, you will find some friendly folks who can answer any questions you may have. We're no longer distributing paper orders of service. You may find the order of service by using the QR code on the slip our greeters distributed. If you have trouble with that, you can hit the refresh button to get you to the right day. And I think there are a couple of paper copies if you are really having trouble with that. And now we have the pleasure of hearing our prelude, Guantanamera.
Yes, if you know the chorus, please sing along, or you'll learn it as I'm singing it. Guantanamera, Guajira Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira Guantanamera. Yo soy un hombre sincero, de donde crece la palma. Yo soy un hombre sincero, de donde crece la palma, y antes de morirme yo quiero echar mis versos del alma. Sing along. Guantanamera, Guajira Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira Guantanamera. verde claro y de un carmín encendido. Mi verso es de un verde claro y de un carmín encendido. Mi verso es un ciervo herido que busca en el monte amparo. Guantanamera, Guajira Guantanamera, Guantanamera. Cultivo la rosa blanca en junio como en enero. Cultivo la rosa blanca en junio como en enero para el amigo sincero que me da su mano franca. Guantanamera, Guajira Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira Guantanamera. Con los pobres de la tierra quiero yo mi suerte echar. Con los pobres de la tierra quiero yo mi suerte echar. El arroyo de la sierra me complace más que el mar. Guantanamera, Guajira Guantanamera, Guantanamera, Guajira Guantanamera.
Gandhi, in honor of his birthday on October 8th. I do not want my walled in on all sides and my windows to be stuffed. I want the culture of all lands to be blown about my house as freely as possible. I have asked Jack and Emily Leto to light the chalice. You can blow that one. It's hard with the mask.
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much. If you are attending our service virtually, I invite you to light a chalice or candle at your home. In honor of Mahatma, again, to quote Mahatma Gandhi, and his unrelenting, nonviolent struggle on behalf of the oppressed, we share his words for the lighting of our chalice. If light can come out of darkness, then alone can love emerge from hatred. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 305, De Colores. We will sing two verses, one in English and one in Spanish. I think, well, the Spanish one first. One in Spanish and one in English. It is Hispanic Awareness Month. Number 305.
Good morning, beloveds. So I have finally been driven to the behavior of young people. I am doing our story on my phone this morning. My husband's like, "Can you even see it?" Well, I'll try. So this month, Pastor Madeline is challenging us to think about the meaning of welcome and how we give welcome. And our Time for All Ages is the story Each Kindness by Jacqueline Woodson. The story is about welcome and about kindness. It involves children, but I think the behavior that we see in the story and the consequences have been present in probably each one of our lives at some point. So the story reminds us of regrets and encourages us to do better. And I'll begin. That winter, snow fell on everything, turning the world a brilliant white. One morning, as we settled into our seats, the classroom door opened and the principal came in. She had a girl with her, and she said to us, "This is Maya." Maya looked down at the floor. I think I heard her whisper, "Hello." We all stared at her. Her coat was open, and the clothes beneath looked ragged and old. Her shoes were spring shoes, not meant for the snow, and a strap on one of them had broken. Our teacher, Ms. Albert, said, "Say good morning to our new student." But most of us were silent. The only empty seat was next to me, and that's where our teacher put Maya. And on that first day, Maya turned to me and smiled. But I moved my chair, myself, and my books a little further away from her. When she looked my way, I turned to the window and stared out at the snow. And every day after that, when Maya came into the classroom, I looked away, and I did not smile back. Now, my best friends that year were Kendra and Sophie, and at lunchtime we walked around the schoolyard, our fingers laced together, whispering secrets into each other's ears. One day, while we were near the slide, Maya came over to us. She held open her hand to show us the shiny jacks and tiny red ball she'd gotten for her birthday. But none of us wanted to play with her. So Maya played a game against herself. The weeks passed, and every day we whispered about Maya, laughing at her clothes, her shoes, the strange food she brought for lunch. Some days, Maya held out her hand to show us what she had brought to play. A deck of cards, pickup sticks, a small tattered doll. Whenever she asked us to play, we said no. The days grew warmer and warmer, and the pond thawed and grass began growing. And one day, Maya came to school wearing a pretty dress and fancy shoes. But the shoes and the dress looked like they'd belonged to another girl before Maya. "I have a new name for her," Kendra whispered. "Never New." Everything she has came from a secondhand store. We all laughed. Maya stood by the fence. She was holding a jump rope, but she didn't come over to ask us if we wanted to play. After a while, she rolled the ends over her hands and started jumping. She jumped around the whole schoolyard without stopping. She didn't look up once, just jumped, jumped, jumped. The next day, Maya's seat was empty. And in class that morning, we were talking about kindness. Ms. Albert had brought a big bowl into class and filled it with water, and we all watched her drop a small stone into it. Tiny waves rippled out away from the stone. "This is what kindness does," Ms. Albert said. "Each little thing we do goes out like a ripple into the world." Then Ms. Albert let us each drop the stone in as we told her some kindness we had done. Joseph had held the door for his grandmother, and Kendra had helped change her baby brother's diaper. I stood there, holding Ms. Albert's rock in my hand. "Even small things count," Ms. Albert said gently. But I couldn't think of anything, and I passed the stone on. Maya didn't come to school the next day or the day after that, and each morning I walked to school slowly, hoping this would be the day that Maya would come, look at me, and smile. I promised myself that I would smile back. But Maya's seat remained empty. And one day, Ms. Albert announced that Maya would not be coming back. Her family had to move away, Ms. Albert said. Then she told us to take out our notebooks. That afternoon, I walked home alone. When I reached the pond, my throat filled with all the things I wished I would have said to Maya. Each kindness I had never shown. I threw small stones into the pond over and over, watching the water ripple out and away. Like each kindness done and not done. Like every girl somewhere holding a small gift out to someone, and that someone turning away from it. I watched the water ripple as the sun set through the maples, and the chance of a kindness with Maya became more and more forever gone. Amen. I invite you all to join us in singing the benediction, which is at the end of your hymnals, and we'll sing the children out. The younger ones go back to the blue room, and here are my teachers right here standing up. Wave your hands. And the fifth to eighth graders go back with Wendy to the yellow room.
We now come to that part of the service where we take a few moments for meditation. I will read portions of the poem One Today, which was written by Richard Blanco and which he read at President Obama's inauguration. And then we will take time to settle ourselves in silence. After the silence, Bethany will bring us back with hymn number 123, Spirit of Life, in the gray hymnal. You can open to that page now if you're not familiar with the lyrics. 123, Spirit of Life. And again, I'm reading this poem in honor of Hispanic Awareness Month. Mr. Blanco was born in Cuba. One sun rose on us today, kindled over our shores, peeking over the Smokies, greeting the faces of the Great Lakes, spreading a simple truth across the Great Plains, then charging across the Rockies, one light waking up rooftops, under each one a story told by our silent gestures moving behind windows. My face, your face, millions of faces in morning mirrors, each one yawning to life, crescendoing into our day, pencil yellow school buses, the rhythm of traffic lights, on our way to clean tables, read ledgers, or save lives, to teach geometry or ring up groceries as my mother did for 20 years so I could write this poem. All of us vital as the one light we move through, the same light on blackboards with lessons for the day, questions to solve, history to question, or atoms imagined. The I have a dream, we keep dreaming. Hear squeaky playground swings, trains whistling, or whispers across cafe tables. Hear the doors we open for each other all day, saying, hello, shalom, buongiorno, howdy, namaste, or buenos dias, spoken into one wind carrying our lives without prejudice as these words break from my lips. We head home through the gloss of rain or weight of snow, or the plum blush of dusk, but always home. Always under one sky, our sky, and always one moon, like a silent drum tapping on every rooftop and every window of one country, all of us, facing the stars, hope, a new constellation waiting for us to map it, waiting for us to name. Hymn 123. My friends, I am so pleased to introduce you to my friend and colleague, Dr. Kevin Scanlon. I met Kevin in 1996 when he was a new social studies teacher at Ward Melville High School. He was new to Ward Melville, but not to teaching. Dr. Scanlon had taught in Uptown Manhattan in one of the most violent high schools in New York City, where he rose to the challenge before him. Dr. Scanlon proved to be a talented teacher and a well-liked and respected colleague. Well, anyway, by me. It was clear that he would succeed on all levels of education as he took on the leadership of the Social Studies Department at Jolinas Junior High School, principal at Roslyn High School, district supervisor at Oyster Bay Schools, and returned to us at Three Village School District in 2012 to take on the position of assistant superintendent. He also taught night school in Brentwood, just to make sure he didn't have any free time. He is now the superintendent of the Three Village Schools, and I asked him earlier, you're not still teaching at night at Brentwood? He's no. I know how many nighttime events there are. And I'm confident that he will bring the same compassion and competence to this position that I saw in him when we met in 1996. Please help me welcome Dr. Kevin Scanlon.
very much, Vivian. Vivian recalls a lot of stories that we used to have when we were teachers together. But one of the fondest stories I have heard, the newer staff, when they came on board, the veteran staff looked after the newer people. And Vivian was one of those teachers that we admired when we were new teachers coming to Three Village. So part of the introduction that gets left out all the time was in my former life, too. I'm the youngest of 11 children, and I was a boxer, and I served 8 years in the Navy, all of which was great training to become a superintendent. So thank you for letting me speak to you today. I'm truly honored to be able to have this chance to inform you of the changing dynamics of Three Village. We are extraordinarily proud of the district. It has and continues to have a strong academic program. We offer courses that many other districts do not offer. We have a plethora of activities in terms of clubs and sports to meet the interests of all students. These are often the things that attract families to the community. The district has been changing dramatically over the past 10 years in several areas. In 2013, the enrollment in Three Village was 7,187 students. In 2022, the enrollment was 5,626. It is currently 5,513. This alone has led us to begin a strategic planning committee last year to analyze our current structure and plan for our future. When Three Village was founded in the late 1960s, there were 7 elementary schools, the 2 junior high schools, and 1 high school, which wasn't completed until 1972. We're now down to 5 elementary schools. Our grade level structure was K through 6 elementary, 7 through 9 high school, and a 10 through 12 high school. That was a common configuration in that time period. When other districts switched in the 1980s, Three Village tried, but the high school could not fit the 9th grade. Just a little history lesson for those of you not in education. Three Village is a central school district. Back in the 1950s and 60s, New York State Education Department gave incentive to the 1,400 school districts in the state of New York to combine. We were one of those. To go from a union-free to a central school district, Three Village is the combination of East Setauket, Setauket, and Stony Brook school districts. Those are the 3 villages. There are now 770 school districts in the state of New York. The dynamic change of Three Village is not just in enrollment. It is also in the composition of the enrollment. In 2013, 1% of our population was black, 4% was Hispanic, 9% was Asian, 85% was white, and 1% was multiracial. The official statistics from 2022, now in place, are 2% black, 9% Hispanic, 13% Asian, 72% white, and 3% multiracial. The number of students with interrupted education, known as SIFEs, which stands for Students with Interrupted Formal Education, went from 1 a few years ago to 8 last year and 13 this year. These are students that have 2 or more years without formal education. Our English as a new language enrollment went from 1% to 2% in the district. The majority of our students in ENL were from East Asian nations years ago, and this was primarily due to the professors in the university and Brookhaven National Labs. Today, there are mostly from Latin American nations, 17 of them to be exact. We have 24 different languages spoken in the district. There's only one other district in the state of New York with that many, and that's New York City. We have stayed steady in the percentage of students with special needs at 14%. It's one of our biggest programs. Our economically disadvantaged population, otherwise known as students at the poverty level, has gone from 4% 10 years ago to 15% now. We did not have any homeless students 10 years ago. Now we have 10. If they relocate to another district, we are obligated to transport them up to 50 miles away and educate them here. Although these are dramatic changes, there are even more that are concerning. There are 4 local hospitals in our area. Stony Brook alone has 99 beds for students with mental health issues. Last year alone, 13,000 students were referred to Stony Brook for mental health. An additional 9,000 were referred to other step-down programs at the university. So 22,000 students in our region have been referred to the hospital with only 99 beds. It's very common for us to send a student to the hospital only to have them return to their home before the end of the night. What does this mean? The three village that you went to or lived in 10, 20, 30 years ago is not the same district today. All of these statistics that I have presented create unique challenges. It requires training, adapting of programs and curriculum, hiring of mental health support staff, partnering with local hospitals and agencies, and providing services to the neediest groups. We have a food pantry in almost all of our schools today. We have students that go home not knowing where their next meal is coming from. We have a wellness center for students in each of our secondary schools and are creating wellness walks in each of the elementary schools. We have increased our E&L and mental health staffing this year, and we'll unfortunately have to keep increasing that in order to meet the demand. We embarked on a strategic plan last year, which we will eventually lead to changes. We're considering moving our 9th grade to the high school, 6th grade to the junior high schools, and reconfiguring our elementary schools and adjusting our start time. Some may not like the changes, some may not want the changes. However, if we do not speak about changing, change will be forced upon us. I would much rather plan for a future than to have it thrust on us. I greatly appreciate the support of the community. If you ever have any questions, please contact me. I'm going to leave my cards outside for you, but my email and phone number are on the district website. It was an absolute pleasure to be here today with all of you, and thank you for letting me join your service.
It's our spiritual practice to share our offering plate with an organization working for a more just future. For the month of October, our recipient is the New York Civil Liberties Union. The NYCLU, or New York Civil Liberties Union, fights for civil liberties civil liberties and civil rights through a program of litigation, advocacy, public education, and community organizing. I just have to add right in the middle of this that when Marcelo Lucero was violently killed here, I was a legislator, and I worked very closely with the ACLU as well as other organizations. They're just so integrated into the communities when communities need help. So, founded in 1951 as an affiliate of the ACLU, it is not nonprofit and nonpartisan. Their legislative agenda is extremely broad, working on issues of reproductive justice, voting rights, reducing the size and harm of our incarceration system, reducing abusive policing, and safeguarding digital privacy. In short, they are working to make New York a safe haven and model of progress in the face of a nationwide attack on rights. So please give generously. You may make your gifts on the plate or online. For those online, the link to donate is in the chat box. The offering will now be gratefully received.
So if you don't know this, you're going to learn it right now. I think that this whole world, soon, Mama, my whole wide world, soon, Mama, my whole world, soon gonna get mixed up. Okay, now you try it. I think that this whole world, soon, Mama, my whole wide world, soon, Mama, my whole world, soon gonna get mixed up.
Let's do that again.
All right, try it one more time. I think that this whole world, soon, Mama, my whole wide, sing it, soon, Mama, my whole world, soon gonna get mixed up. You know this language that we speak is part German, part Latin, and part Greek, with Celtic and Arabic and Scandinavian all in a heap. Well amended by the people in the street, Choctaw gave us the word okay. Vamoose is a word from Mexico way. And all of this is hint, I suspect, of what comes next. I think that this whole world, soon, Mama, my whole wide world, soon, Mama, my whole world, soon gonna be get mixed up. I like Polish sausage, I like Spanish rice. Pizza pie is also nice. Corn and beans from the Indians here, washed down by some German beer. Marco Polo by camel and pony, brought to Italy the first macaroni. And you and I, as well as we're able, put it all on the table. I think that this whole world, soon, mama, my whole wide world, soon, mama, my whole world, soon gonna be get mixed up. That's better. There were no red-headed Irishmen before the Vikings landed in Ireland. How many Romans had dark curly hair before they brought slaves from Africa there? No race of man is completely pure, nor is anyone's mind, and that's for sure. The winds miss the dust of every land, and so will every human. I think that this whole world, soon, mama, my whole wide world, soon, mama, my whole world, soon gonna be get mixed up. This does not mean we will all be the same. We'll have different faces and different names. Long live many different kinds of races. It's difference of opinion that make horse races. Just remember the rules about rules, brother. What's right with one could be wrong for another. And take a tip from La Belle France. Vive la différence. I think that this whole world, soon, mama, my whole wide world, soon, mama, my whole world, soon gonna be one more time. Soon, mama, my whole world, soon, mama, my whole wide world, soon, mama, my whole world, soon gonna be get mixed up.
To the work of our faith, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives, and these are offerings. Amen. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join in singing our final hymn, Building a New Way. It's number 1017 in the Teal hymnal. We will sing all 4 verses. Number 1017. My friends, go in peace, go in love, and go always in the footsteps of the holy. And now, we extinguish our chalice flame, for our worship has ended.
And our service begins.
By the way, I invite all of you to wave goodbye to the folks at home. Okay.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, gonna send a flood, gonna drown 'em out. I am brave, I am bruised, this is who I'm meant to be, this is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies, this is me. Oh, another round of bullets hits my skin. Well, fire away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. We are warriors, yes, that's what we've become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, sing with me, send a flood. Gonna send a flood, gonna drown 'em out. I am brave, I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies, this is me. Whoa. Cut me down, gonna send a flood, gonna drown 'em out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be, this is me.
Just one more thing, since we don't have announcements before we begin the service, we do have a couple of announcements that will be announced by Colleen Rudman. Thank you, Colleen.
Two quick announcements. Please see me at the back of the sanctuary to sign up for a cottage meeting. a facilitator-led small group discussion. The search committee would like to hear from you about your thoughts and expectations for our new settled minister. And secondly, tickets are now on sale for our own spooky, spectacular goods and services auction. The live auction will be held on the afternoon of Saturday, October 28th. Please see Deborah Gale, right there, to buy your tickets for UUFSB's biggest annual fundraiser. Thank you.
Now we're done.